Hello everybody, welcome to Minecraft on the Block. This is Krafters FTB, and my mic's all messed up, there we go. And I have been going nuts, just having a blast, messing around, making a mess of this place. You can see, I love how it looks. I mean, this looks like a factory floor. It looks like a processing plant, like those oil and whatever processing plants where you can never, like, you wonder how people ever figured out how to get all those pipes and things together. Anyway, I want to show you a couple of things. I'm not sure if this is actually even going to work. But I know one thing I got to do, if I want it to even come close to working, is we got to get that. Might as well go ahead and turn it on. This. Okay, so let me walk you through a couple of things. Well, actually, you know what? Before I forget, the very first thing we need to do, because I forgot at the end of last episode, and I wanted to show you this. You guys remember the jungle plans, right? That we're going to turn this jungle into a quarry in there, and we haven't actually ever gone up there and looked at it. At least I haven't with you guys. And we have that jungle village over there, you know. Watch this. So I hopped up here the other day just to get some wood because I was running a little bit low, and lo and behold, a jungle village. And not just any jungle village, but a very, very cool jungle village. It's actually pretty much as cool as the other one, I think. Although it's not, I don't know, maybe it is as big, but it's got a lot of good crops. I've been eating and replanting off of these, and it is excellent. So that's very cool. We have zero dudes because it's been loaded the whole time we've been down there working, and they get killed. But that's a weird looking tree. That's a rubber tree with no top. Very interesting. So anyway, I will be putting the quarry up here still, but it'll just go over in this area, which is perfect, and this can kind of be our mining village. This will be like the quarry, maybe this will be like the mine camp village for all the dudes that are down there working the mines. I wish that I had dudes. They weren't all dead, but maybe we'll try to populate them. So that's one thing. Another thing is my, the Rylex Industries Railway is just chugging along. That dude right there just faithfully goes back and forth, even though he's got nothing to do, and he's using no energy. Nothing. It hurts nothing for him to just run around, and I think it's cool. This is all get out. I wish there was a perpetual way to run the ones that come underground, but I think we actually have a pretty good plan for that. I think we're ready, so let's go take a look at this, and then we'll see it run. I've been just doing a lot of stuff messing around. I want to show you guys kind of what's going on, and it's easy for me to just get caught up in sitting here watching somebody else's videos, having fun, doing whatever, and playing, and then not showing you guys anything. So a couple of things that I've done. I added another macerator here because this was just getting overworked, and when I put diamonds, I did do a mining trip. I guess I didn't show you guys that. After my mining trip, I let the thing do its run, and it actually went really well. A bunch of ores and a bunch of this stuff, got some diamonds. All this stuff I put through, I've used a lot of the lapis and stuff. But as long as you use like the rock cutter to get lapis blocks and redstone blocks, get the actual ores and the uranium ore, you can put them through the macerator. So you can just put them straight into the system. They'll come through the normal system, go into the macerator, and you'll get the output here. And you get a lot more. You get much more redstone doing it this way than you would if you were picking it up. Same with diamonds, obviously. So that's one thing. I added the other macerator. And then I added, the second thing I did was add this. I started playing around with the centrifuge. So what I wanted to do was get the bauxite stuff actually processing. And a couple of things I wanted to share with you guys, something I noticed, because I kept thinking this thing was broken. So when you put bauxite in, it will automatically go. Well, I don't know if it's just bauxite, but I haven't had this problem, I don't think, with other things. They progress as normal. But this one, they just go straight to basically full complete. So this white means complete. They usually kind of progress along just like everything else. But it goes to full complete, and it just sits here. And bauxite takes a really long time, like an hour or 40 minutes or whatever of actual game time or real time. And so it takes a long time, and I just wasn't seeing it work, and I thought it was broken. So I messed with this thing a lot, and I was dinking around with all kinds of different stuff, and I finally figured out that it just actually works if you leave it for a long time. So what that produces is, let's go look. That produces aluminum dust, which is cool. We'll get aluminum, titanium dust, hydrogen cells and compressed air. Now I don't know what to do with this stuff necessarily. This we can use to get back. I think really the only use, as far as I can tell, is to make saltpeter, which I just don't. I mean, what is that even used for? That's for making gunpowder, fertilizer. How else do you get it? You can find ore, which I've actually never found, or you can get it this way. So it might be worth actually making it out of potassium cells and compressed air. What is potassium cells? How do you get those? Those come from ender pearl dust, which we are going to be messing with as well. So whatever, we may use those, or we might turn them back into regular just cells and reuse them. Hydrogen cells we'll use for things eventually getting to like methane cells, and then methane cells are used for, I don't know, stuff. Anyway, so yeah, stuff. So that thing is working now, and it's producing the stuff. And then the way I have it working right now is this dumps in. It's all manual. I've tried to automate it, and I'll talk about that in a second. Dumps in, and the bauxite will come over here, try to go into this chest, and then dump into here. So we'll have a bunch of bauxite in here. Actually, you know what I gotta do before I forget? I went somewhere without my food the other day, and it really ticked me off. Did somebody just come through my portal? Where's my food at? Where's my food? I know there's potatoes in here. I just can't see them. There has to be potatoes in here. Well, there's potatoes in the other chest, but there was also potatoes in here. I wonder if they despawn. I wonder if I dropped them on the ground. Well, no big deal. We'll get some from over here. Or maybe I put them in here. No, or maybe this is exactly where I put them. Yeah. In there, and they're also in here. I'm an idiot. Okay. So yeah, so we got some titanium and some aluminum, because this has only ever made it through one cycle. But anyway, so this just sends the titanium or the aluminum that way, and I haven't actually gotten a chance to catch the titanium. I'll catch it on the next round because it'll go in here. So, grab my lead ore and stuff back. So anyway, this is, is what it is, and we're processing a lot of that stuff. We have no more bauxite in here. So now, when bauxite comes in, it's going to get routed through this one into the green, which takes it up and around, and it'll try to it'll split it between here and the chest, so this thing will kind of stay full, and then the chest will get some so I can put it in manually. I also set up an auto crafter. So the auto crafting table is cool because you can put the materials in here, and then you can put so you just put the recipe, and then you can pull as many as you want. So I can pull one stack, and then it takes 8 away, and then I can pull another one, right? Well, the really cool thing about that is you can hook it up to put a chest right next to it with the tin, put one recipe in here, and then you can hook up a pipe, and you can just pump out recipe after recipe after recipe, as many as you want. So what I was doing is you can pump into this slot from underneath. And so what I was going to do is just have this thing constantly running, pipe like half of the tin into this. And so like split the tin between going, like put a diamond pipe, split tin from going into there, like half of it into there and half of it into here, and then have this thing constantly pumping them out and pumping it into the bottom of this thing, and then having it cycle in a loop for when that thing was overflowed. But since this thing takes 45 minutes, it would just be pumping out constantly. I mean, we would have thousands of tin cells just cycling around waiting to go in, and they wouldn't be doing anything. And this thing just takes forever. So I can get this holds 16. And I think it needs, is that right? 16 for the recipe, right? So we can get 4 rounds out of this 64, and that will be, how much of this stuff? 24. So yeah, 96 of these. So a stack and a half of those comes through every time this cycles through a full thing. So we're going to have to just manually put some in every once in a while. So I just left the auto crafting table there so I could just grab them off of that, and I'll probably put some tin in here to keep that full. In fact, let's just do that. Let's grab a half a stack of tin, dump that in here. So we have this manual setup that's not that bad. I can grab these things out, I can pull them out of here or whatever, and then I can just dump them in and keep this thing going. And this will always be full pretty much. And when it's not, I can pull what's in here out and, fill it up, and then make sure that it's always, so we got 4 stacks in there, 1 in here waiting to be processed. And when this thing's working, it takes the cells and what's in there out, and it's processing. So it's not processing any of these 64, either of these stacks. It's processing what was there before. So anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying that I got a centrifuge working just because I wanted one, and because I want to be able to make, like, there's advanced, like the advanced machine block, like the advanced machine block. What's it called? Highly advanced machine block takes titanium and chrome, and so we at least can get some titanium, and we can get our way, I think fusion reactors and stuff use that. So that's a really long-winded way of saying that. So that, anyway, it pipes through here, up and over, and then into right here is the point at which we go into the smelting system. And I need to I just realized what I really need to do is run this. Glad I was looking at this. Let's do this. Let's run it this way and then this way. There we go. So it'll only go out that way, because you don't want it. We don't want them coming in here, right? We want it only going into the system. So this one will go only into the system here, which is the smelting system, the 2 furnaces. This one comes from over here, which is the pulverizer. And the pulverizer is really cool. There's a lot of things that I like about thermal expansion. I'll walk you through a couple of them. So one, it just takes Buildcraft power. So I'm running, there's actually a really cool engine called the steam engine. It's the old steam engine from Buildcraft has become the like Stirling engine or whatever. But the actual steam engine that's made for thermal expansion is this one. It's really easy to make. It will produce up to 4 MJ, I believe, itself. I think it will. I think it's either 2 or 4. It might be 2. But anyway, and they run really efficiently off of coal. And I just really, or lava or whatever you put in it. And I love those things. So it's a really good kind of remote engine if you want to just have something. So have a couple of those around. They're really good, especially for like a temporary setup. But I'm just running off of my electric power since I've got so much of it. I can't use it. I mean, I can run everything all the time, and it basically just barely drains my system. It'll keep it kind of level. So I've been charging backpacks and whatnot in there. Okay, so anyway, this is a pulverizer. It takes Buildcraft power. You make it by, let's see, how do you make it? Might as well show you guys this. I know I usually do the building a lot of times in front of you, but it just hasn't been that kind of a week. So anyway, it's a piston, a machine frame, which is actually very easy. It's some gold. I mean, it's cool because it takes decent resources, but it's not that difficult to make. Redstone, which is just some gold, and then some copper and some flint. And so that makes you a pulverizer. And that's a really nice, especially if you're playing with the Greg Tech settings on hard, this is a lot easier to get than a Macerator. Because a Macerator is not bad, but on the hard Greg Tech settings, it's crazy. You have to go to the Nether, and well, it's not crazy, but you have to go to the Nether and you have to get some stuff from there. So anyway, this is one of the really cool things I like about this. So it's got all of the kind of forestry. I don't know what this kind of layout thing comes from. I know the forestry stuff has it. I don't think the Buildcraft, the regular Buildcraft stuff has it. I could be wrong. But anyway, it's got all kinds of cool configuration stuff. You can control this thing based on different things, right? So you could have redstone signals going into it. But then it's got this, which controls what side things happen. So blue right now is if you put anything in the top, left, or bottom, it's going to go into this slot. And I can configure it to say I want to take things out of the top slot from here or whatever. And this color thing's all jacked up on me now. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. I got a yellow back here because I want that to be there, right? And then I want to be able to pull. In fact, I want it to be red. Can I make it red? I want to pull from here and there the same. I don't know if that's possible. I think you make it orange and then it pulls from both. There we go. So I think that makes this side orange, and I think that means now it's going to pull from both of these, if I remember correctly. What if I made this one orange? There we go. There we go. That's what we want. We want both of these slots to be the same color so that we can pull everything out of here. Because when we pulverize lead, we'll get sometimes like silver, I believe, and possibly gold. I can't remember. So when you pulverize lead, you get every once in a while you get another dust. It's not actually a dust. It's like a pulverized whatever. So yeah. Anyway, so then that will be pulled out of this side, up. It can only go, that's incorrect. It can only go that way, straight up. It goes up here, and then it hits the gold pipe, and it'll travel a little faster. I could put the gold pipe there, I guess. Let's do that instead, because we want it to just speed up pretty much right away. I don't think that'll interfere with anything. There we go. So there we go. Gold pipe up, and it'll speed it up, and that'll shoot it over here, through there, into this, and then it goes into the system there. And it will end up over here as ingots just like everything else. So, that's that. Let's test it out. I want to see it work. So a couple of things I've been meaning to do. One, I want to put a gold pipe down here. Ouch. It doesn't usually hurt. I also was thinking about charging this. Let's do that. Yeah, you can see this thing's just basically keeping up with everything. It's really hard to drain it at all. Let's put a gold pipe right here. Oh, I need my... I was wondering why I couldn't fly. Wow. Enderman's having a bad day. So let's do this. Let's do this one. There we go. That'll shoot things down this path faster. We don't have to wait as long. So, whoops. Let's go dump a bunch of lead in the, see if we can do it without getting blown up. If I blow up another one of those stinking cargo managers, I'm going to be ticked off. Anybody around that might want to cause us harm? Probably. Let's make it quick. Okay, it's pulling it. Good. So it's pulling that stuff out. Sending it down. Let's go watch it real quick. So that'll kind of complete the cycle of ores, I think. I'm not sure what else. Man, that Enderman, I hate that. It's cool though. It's a cool effect. Oh, there he was for a second. He didn't like pick up. No. Can they pick up machines and stuff? That would suck, huh? There we go. Nice. Look at that. It's happening quickly, and so this is the thing that cycles around. It's awesome. That's pretty cool. It's actually working really well, and it works pretty quick. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's shooting them over here. We've already got ingots coming out. I mean, this thing is pretty efficient, this system. So the question, I'll start to get to the point where I could overload these things, and so I'll need a loop system here as well, which I don't have yet. But I haven't run into that issue yet. So that's working really well. So we should see every once in a while something other than that come out. If we ever see anything dump into here, it's pulling it out before it can even show up here, so it's working really well. Yeah, so this is producing 2 ores every time, so the pulverizer does just like the... So instead of just smelting the ore down, you do this and you get 2 every time, which is really cool. And now these things are just bouncing all over the place like crazy. Not even going in here most of the time. I need to speed this up too. Let's see, where's the safest place? I think the only real safe place here... Well, no, I can't. I gotta do... Because I didn't make this I gave it too many... Maybe I should expand it over. It wouldn't hurt me to do that. Although I don't want to do it while things are going through there. The problem is they're slowing down and they're not getting in here fast enough. But we're starting to see a little bit of build up here because this has got a stack. So it's okay. It'll be fine. I hope they don't despawn when they're in pipes. I don't know about that. If NDs despawn, if that'll just get like out of control and they'll eventually go away. But it's all working pretty well. We've already got a half stack of lead and we just started. So this, this system, I wanted to see if it's pulling more when it's actually working. Oh, holy cow, that was some lag. It does actually seem like now it is, because that engine's always running, but when it's actually working, it's pulling more energy. That's good to know, because I was hoping I could leave the engine running and it would only produce and pull energy when it was, yeah, that's good. The thing I am concerned about is it can shut down from, yeah, oh, come here, dude. Why? It's safe in here. Why not just stay in here, Mr. Enderman? I don't know, it's not a chainsaw. That's a drill. I don't have a chainsaw. Come back and play. Okay. Oh, there we go, right there. That's a piece of silver. So, yeah, so it's pulling them out 2 at a time, which is interesting because it pulls from each one, so it actually pulls 2. Because I believe they get, I don't know how it works, but anyway, whatever it does it well. So we're good now. Yeah. So I have another industrial centrifuge, and that's what I wanted to work on today, was what I'm going to do with that. So my plan, let me just talk you through it. The thing that we need that we're not getting here, well, I don't know if we need it, but the thing that we're not getting and that we could get and probably should get is, for flaky guy, all right, is this. Let's see, redstone. Redstone uses in a, there we go. So we put redstone in here, and this is how we get our silicon cells. You guys are familiar with this. We made our solar panels and whatnot, and this is something that people are always doing, right? So it takes cells as well, which is too bad. I mean, all the things that I want to do take cells, which I guess just is what it is. But it produces indri dust, ruby dust, pyrite dust, and silicon cells. Now the silicon cells, I don't know what all they can be used for. I think they're only really used in making solar panels or turning them back into tin to empty cells, which is, we might get an extractor and start doing that, because once we start using a lot of these things, we're going to want to have them. Seriously, dude? It's the rain. It's just so broken. I don't remember it raining like this for the longest time. It wasn't always like this. Ooh. Oh, man. That's just kind of unnerving when he's just constantly messing around. Anyway. So, like I was saying. Oh, wait, uses. Sorry. There we go. There we go. So, anyway, we get all this junk, right? So silicon cells we might or might not keep. We'll probably put them in an extractor and cycle them back through, would be my guess, because you get 27 for 27, so you can cycle them back. You know what? I just realized that's how you do this. I'm an idiot. That would make total sense. To fully automate this, you get 16 of these. I think I can run hydrogen cells through an extractor as well. Right? Yeah. That's what I got to do. So I just, yeah. So to fully automate this system, you just set up an extractor, pull everything from here that is of hydrogen or compressed air type. Actually, you just don't even put it in. You send it down through, run it through the extractor, and then put the cans directly back in here. And then you always have 64 cans cycling through. Duh. Okay. I can't believe I messed with that forever and just figured it out while I was live talking to you guys. I guess that's how it works, right? You have to figure it out when you're talking through it. So anyway, so that's what we can do here as well, because we don't really care about silicon cells. I mean, we could keep some every once in a while, but we get 27 back. So we could cycle that same 27 back into the system every time if we just, keep double that in here, run them through the extractor and cycle them back in. That's exactly what we're going to do. So that's that. Pyrite, if we look at the uses for that, we can put it in here and get sulfur dust, and then sulfur is used for, well, what kind of stuff is that used for? Making sulfuric acid, making gunpowder, which we might want to do, because it's a much better, easier way to get gunpowder than, well, killing creepers, although we've got a ton of them out there. So anyway, that's what that's used for. The ruby dust. Ruby dust is interesting because we can get chrome, which we get aluminum already, but we can get chrome out of this. And then compressed air. Yeah, this totally makes sense now. It just didn't hit me before, but I'm so excited about that. So we might try that now. Chrome dust, but we're going to need some chrome, so that's something we're going to want to get. So this process is a little time consuming as well, so we want to set it up. So basically what I'm saying is, and also ender eye dust. So the uses for that will give us blaze powder and ender pearl dust. Blaze powder, obviously, very useful. And then ender pearl dust will get us beryllium, nitrogen, chloride, and potassium. I'm not really sure what any of this is used for. Well, there you go. For making thick neutron reflectors, which then are used for making iridium neutron reflectors, which are then made for making fusion coils and stuff. So to get to in-game stuff, we're going to want to get all that going. So the ultimate point of that is to say that we really need, one more time, we need a centrifuge to do this, right? To just get this process going, to take redstone and start pumping it back into these things, right? And then we're going to need a centrifuge for the ruby dust. And we're going to need a centrifuge for ender eye dust. Now I'm trying to figure out if I can have a centrifuge that does those both. I think it will get clogged. I think I need one independent for each of them. And then I guess for pyrite dust as well, right? So I think I'm going to need 4 just to process this. Because then what comes out of these? Aluminum and chrome, and those can't be processed further in. No. They can't be processed any further in the centrifuge. The ender eye dust to ender pearl dust, which then can be processed further. So that's a 5th. So if I want to complete the cycle with redstone, I'm going to need 5 of them. And that's just a lot. There's some more silver. So this stuff that's coming out. Like I said, this is the pulverized ores. It's actually called like pulverized instead of dust, but they can go into the to the macerator, to the furnaces. And you can also make a powered furnace, it's called, which is the thermal expansion version of the furnace, but it's not as, I mean, at least as far as I know, it's not as fast, and you can't put the overclockers, but I've never tried it. Since I already have this set up, I don't need it. Okay, so I think we got 2 things we need to do, if I'm not already out of time. One is make an extractor and just try this setup and see how easy it is to do. The biggest thing we're going to have a problem with is room. Oh, so this is just a regular old extractor. So we can make that easy. So make an extractor. What I think I'm going to do is make an extractor per setup. And on this one, what I'll probably try to do, if I'm thinking about this correctly, I'll come out of here. How am I going to do that? I'll come out of here. I can't because of that. But I don't need that anymore. That can go away. Give me that. Okay, so I'll come out of here with, whatever, and then, let's see, I could probably sneak up through here somehow. All right, let me get this pipe, because what I'm thinking, the problem is that I have to go into the bottom of it. So maybe I'll just come out of here and then do that extractor thing on the bottom, although I kind of want to see it. What I might do is pull all this out. No. Let's pull this out. Let's do this. I have an idea. Pull that out. Give me those. Pull it out of here. Are you still doing your thing? Tell me you're still doing your thing. Yeah, I think it is. It just takes a while sometimes for these arrows to update. Not that it really matters because yeah, no? Did I mess it up? I shouldn't have. We'll give it a second. Anyway. Well, if I did mess it up, it'd make my life easier because I was going to pull that out, move it up 1, and then I can have my system. I think I'll be a little bit more flexible with my system. I think I messed it up. Either that or I don't know. I don't know if I should leave it going or not. So I'm going to make an extractor. I am going to move this around, get this set up the way that I want it, and then I'll be back and we'll try to complete this. I think I have a plan. If we can get this one cycling and have it automated, then we can set up the redstone one. We'll set it up somewhere else, obviously, maybe on this wall or somewhere we have room, maybe even over here, because it's going to be a pretty intense setup with a lot of different extractor whatever. So it's going to need a little more planning. It won't be as hodgepodge as these. I just like this part of the floor because right now, frankly, I mean, these are endpoints, right? This is where stuff is ending up, but it really won't be. I mean, this will, anything that's just resting in here right now is going to end up going to the storage place, the storage depot slash maybe part assembling center or something. I don't know. So I have to figure that out. But these are just temporary. This, and the same is true with this. The system will feed whatever needs to be fed back into the system. So if any of this stuff is needed for other stuff here, I'll be feeding it in. But otherwise, it's going to go somewhere else. So it'll instead of it ending up in these chests, it's going to get pumped down into an output line. So I have that one input line right here. I'm going to have an output line right here, right next to it, of a different type of pipe that goes out to a cargo manager out there that will then take it and run it via another one of our cute little trains somewhere else to the next facility. But for now, they're just getting stored here because this is where I'm doing all the work, and so it's where I need the materials. Anyway, totally, like somebody said, lecturing. Oh, before I forget too, a couple of things. So I showed the new Jungle Village, and then K-Man 5507, who is a faithful viewer and always very interesting and funny, has requested that I at least tell you guys the real name of Rylex Industries. Rylex Industries is actually the short version of the magical super factories of ultimate dedication to His Supreme Lord and Majesty, K-Man 5507. So that is what he has named the factory complex, our company. So I might make one of our buildings reflect that, but officially the title is Rylex Industries. We are taxed under the IRS's Rylex Industries. So I'll be back. All right, guys, this is ugly, and it's going to take a while to see it work, but I wanted to at least show you what I've got. And next time I'll probably just show you at the beginning of the next episode. I mean, I know it's going to work. I'm going to have to see it work. So anyway, let me just kind of show you the plan while I finish the things off here. So the bauxite's going to come in as it always did through this pipe right here, right? In. And it's going to split between right now the chest and up here just so that it doesn't all go into the hopper because I'm afraid I might get too much. I don't know how much I'm going to have. But anyway, it'll get dumped in here as well, and I can manually put it up there. I'll probably just put a second hopper up top and then run into that hopper, and then I can have enough where I think I'll feel comfortable. Okay. Also, we have set the extractor right here. It's getting power through the same rest of the system there. The extractor is going to be fed as things are pumped out of here with this engine there. I might need to put like a piece of wood right there, which I've done before for this switch. Okay, so that one is going to pump items out of the industrial centrifuge. And by the way, it did work. I was able to get some more, another titanium. It was just, for some reason, the GUI just gets all out of whack. Let's go ahead and take a couple of these so we can set the filter. So when they come out of there, they're going to go into the filter, and the green line goes into the top of the extractor. So we want all hydrogen and compressed air to go into the top of the extractor. Okay, so those will go into here. The extractor will process them into tin again and then pull them out, which is this motor here. I believe I can put... This is going to have to move, most likely, because I would like to put this right here. I guess I could put a block right on top of it, couldn't I? For the switch to this one. This definitely goes with our crazy factory. There we go. So that one will pull from here. So it'll pull things out of the extractor. And that's going to go through this along the bottom. I just didn't want to... I decided to bypass this because this would have been craziness with having a... I could have just put a iron pipe right here and had it go straight through and then had nothing in the bottom. I put this in here just so it won't become a route for anything. If it's not filtered, it'll just be one of the random routes something can go through. Since we're going to explicitly set the other stuff, I wasn't worried about it, but until I get the first stuff coming through, it's going to, yeah. So anyway, I want everything else to go through here. right, to go get macerated. But anyway, we'll come down out of the extractor through here and then up, and the only through here is straight up, so it connects into the chest, but it will only ever go up, and then it connects back into this, but it will only ever go up, which ends up in the bottom of the extractor, which actually feeds this. So, in theory, I guess I can't see this work, because, well, yeah, I can. We can do, just for fun, we can at least start with one of these things. So let's throw one of these in. And I should probably put some overclockers in here, although it's not like this needs to be that fast. The amount of time that it will take for 16 of these to cycle through is going to be much less than the time it takes for the bauxite to cycle through that thing. So, almost done. Should produce a 10 or a empty cell, which it does, which we should see come out. There it goes. Comes down. And I should probably speed that process up a little bit, but hopefully it will come all the way through and end up in that slot right there. And if so, we've got everything we need for this thing to just constantly run and supply itself with what it needs. It glitches a little bit when it gets to intersections. Sometimes it'll like jump back one block. Let's see if it does it again. But it's only going to go up here. It's only going to go up here. And I believe that now it's going to end up in this. There it is. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. So I'll get this thing running, and yeah, the pumping out of there into here and then down into the extractor is good, and then the rest of the stuff will come through the blue line up into the furnace and get macerated and end up over here. Or I mean, get smelted and end up over there. So yeah, I think we're good. So this is ugly as usual, but I kind of like it. Like I said, I like all the switches. I like all the crazy pipes. So I'm pretty much going to call this area done. I don't think I'll probably do much else here. It's working well. There's not a lot to worry about. It looks crazy, but and if I had to like trace things around and find out what was going on, it might be a little bit of a headache, but it works. And when I start dumping ores in, the worst thing that will happen is they won't have a place to go, which I really need a default route, and maybe I'll set that up. I need a default route that goes somewhere like to a chest right on top of this thing. Is just a something went wrong chest. So anyway, I'll work on that. And I will also prepare next time for our crazy, much more I think it's going to have to be more well-planned for sure, array of industrial centrifuges to do the redstone processing to get us all the way to the Ender dust and all that stuff. So I think we're good for this episode. We're long, so I really appreciate you watching. Please continue to give me your feedback, guys. I enjoy it as always. Please follow me on Twitter, MinecraftOTB. It's a great way to get a hold of me and talk to me and give me your thoughts and ideas, and I enjoy responding there. I also enjoy responding to comments, so please leave them, and I'll respond to every one as long as I can continue. Hopefully someday I won't be able to, because I'll be so popular, but as of now I'm not, so I can still respond. And as usual, tell your friends, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and as we leave, just take in the glory and my insanity, the Rylex Industries processing plant. Talk to you later.